just expand a little bit on what you mean about by energetics, like with a Western point of view, just a little bit to
Yeah,
um,
so it's a lot of the same, I think, in TCM, but different words. Like I I don't use five elements. I use four. So and with energetics, I look at moisture levels, uh, warm and cool, hot and cold, and tense and relaxed tissues. So, and then, there's to what degree. And it like for instance, ginger is much warmer than turmeric on a scale. So I look to see where that plant as an individual is on a scale. You could go down the rabbit hole to individual plants, but we're not going to do that. So, on a scale, like where does that go? And if you are giving a dog who is already hot and dry, if you're giving them turmeric every day, they're going to get sicker. With the best of intentions, right?
oh
They're going
yeah, yeah.
they're going to get sicker. Um, and like if I eat white rice every day, if I were to do that, um, I am positive that I would develop probably some yeast overgrowth. I'd probably start getting acne, because and unless I was working out every day for like 2 hours after I ate a bowl of white rice, I most likely would have a problem. I'd start gaining weight like crazy. There's just things that it's not energetically appropriate for me, but I don't think it's all that healthy. It does help in food therapy for a short period of time. But
Yeah.
energetics is so important, especially, the moisture, adding damp to an already damp dog, I think is uh it never turns out well. It hardly ever turns out well. And then there's dogs that have much more energetic flexibility. They're young, they're much healthier. But I can think across the board right now, I can only speak really for my dogs here, like in North America, in America and Canada. Um, there are not a lot of healthy dogs.
No, no, I agree. I think that's that there's not many, put it like this, there's not many domesticated dogs who
That are thriving.
are truly well, you know. They're not thriving, not as well as they can be. Yeah, I agree totally. It's the same everywhere in the Western culture. And let's not talk about the street dogs and things, although sometimes they're more well than domestic dogs. But yeah, um, and that's why we have to be even super more especially careful of the energetics because it's so easy to tip them over, unbalance them this way or that way. And
Well,
doesn't it just drive you crazy when you see somebody suddenly everybody's giving turmeric to everything
yes,
and
absolutely.
it's like
Absolutely. And when you're speaking to the general public, like someone made a comment about something I said about a plant this past week, and I'm always interested, like, how did they get that conclusion? But like when you're speaking to the general public, it's not that you can say everything about that plant at one time and give all of the precautions. I just know that many dogs here in America are damp because of what we do to them, the antibiotics, the monthly medicine that we give them. It's very dampening to the body. So so I'm going to speak more to a damp dog than I am a dry dog publicly, right? But when I get someone personally, uh, we need to look at all the facets of what is happening.